So, big news on the Bitcoin front, everyone. Former President Donald Trump just made a pretty bold statement saying that Bitcoin is not a threat to the US dollar. That's right, he's basically telling everyone that the dollar isn't at risk of being overshadowed by crypto. Interesting take, huh? Yeah, it's surprising, especially coming from Trump, who used to be kind of skeptical about Bitcoin and cryptos in general. But here he is speaking at the Bitcoin Conference 2024, saying Bitcoin is not threatening the dollar. It's actually the current U.S. administration's policies that are the real issue. So he's pretty much putting the blame on inflation, government spending, and the national debt. It's kind of a twist. I mean, usually politicians and regulators are all worried about how crypto could destabilize traditional currencies. But Trump's basically saying, nope, it's not Bitcoin that's the problem. It's how the government's handling things. And honestly, this has crypto enthusiasts super pumped because it's like validation from a pretty big public figure. And let's not forget, he's saying all this right in the middle of his presidential campaign. It's not just a random statement. He's got something to gain by saying this. A lot of younger voters, and frankly a lot of financial savvy people, are leaning into crypto because of concerns about the dollar's value dropping. So by saying this, Trump's kind of positioning himself as the pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto candidate, especially compared to some other politicians who are still on the fence about it. And Trump went even further. He actually said if he wins, he'd fire Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC. That's huge. Gensler's become pretty infamous in the crypto world for being tough on digital assets. His crackdown on crypto has honestly scared off a lot of projects and investors. People feel like his heavy regulations are pushing innovation out of the U.S. The SEC, under Gensler, has been filing lawsuit after lawsuit against crypto companies. I mean, look at all the drama around it. Firms are moving to places with clearer rules, like Europe with its MiCA regulations. MiCA has been hailed as a game changer for crypto companies because it gives them stability and encourages growth. While here in the U.S., they're just constantly in limbo. And that's a big part of Trump's argument, right? He's saying the U.S. could become a global leader in crypto if it just loosened up a bit. Right now, we've got this weird, murky regulatory environment. Crypto firms don't know if they're breaking laws or not, which makes them scared to set up shop here. Trump's promising that, under his administration, things would change. Kind of bold. Honestly, it is. And he's not the only one who feels this way. Paul Tudor Jones, who's a billionaire and a big voice in finance, recently said, all roads lead to inflation, which basically means he sees inflation as unavoidable. That's why he's all in on Bitcoin and gold as hedges against that risk. It's funny because Bitcoin was initially seen as this high-risk investment, and now it's almost viewed as a safe haven by people worried about traditional currencies losing value. And that's exactly what's driving some people into crypto. When you've got names like Trump and Paul Tudor Jones talking up Bitcoin, it makes people feel a lot more confident about holding it. It's like this stamp of approval saying, hey, Bitcoin's a smart play, and it's not just about getting rich. It's about protecting wealth. But there's still a big question mark here. Trump's support for Bitcoin might sound great for fans, but will it actually help the industry if he wins? Just because he likes Bitcoin doesn't mean he'll be able to deliver on deregulation. And let's be real, even if he fires Gensler, there's no guarantee the next SEC chair will be a friendlier face for crypto. A lot of these campaign promises sound good, but there's a difference between talking about deregulation and actually making it happen. And with crypto, it's complex. It's not just the SEC. There are other agencies and tons of red tape. But even so, just having a president who doesn't see Bitcoin as a threat to the dollar could create a more positive vibe for the industry. Definitely, it's about setting the tone. If you've got a president who's openly pro-Bitcoin, it changes public perception. It's no longer just some niche or risky investment. It starts to look like a legitimate part of the financial system. But again, we'll have to wait and see if he actually sticks to his promises, right? So, it's one of those time will tell situations. For now, though, it's definitely interesting to see where this goes. More and more big names are backing crypto as a hedge against inflation, which makes it seem like Bitcoin might finally be getting the mainstream acceptance it's been aiming for. Yeah, And that's exciting. Whether you're a diehard crypto fan or just curious about where things are heading, having these big public figures on board makes it feel like Bitcoin is here to stay, not just as a speculative asset, but as a real player in the financial game. Let's see how it all unfolds. All right, that's it for today. Let us know in the comments what you think. Could Trump's Bitcoin-friendly approach change the game? And what are your thoughts on the current SEC stance under Gensler? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching.